behind Lilith and stuff. Now, remember, what happens is there's a lot of manuscripts that were written. And remember, at the time when scripture was written, scriptures were being written, they didn't know that, no, I'm writing scriptures here. Some were just writing letters. They were then later regarded as scriptures. They were inspired by God as they wrote them. But then others came with the Spirit of God and discerned also that, no, these are scriptures. Are you with me? And it was proven by how God preserved those messages over time. Because He's shown us that His word will remain forever. So He is able to retain His word and not have it be tainted. Are you with me? But there were others also who were writing, also saying, yeah, me too, I also have something I want to say. There were many things. Actually, there were more things written that were wrong than were right. Which is what makes the scriptures such a miracle, because there were more things that were wrong that were written. Are you with me? But the wrong ones would fall away with time. So meaning, if you wanted to already and know which scriptures were right earlier on, you are most likely going to get deceived. You were supposed to wait the test of time. Because the way that God was to prove that scriptures were mine was with the time, as time goes on, they would remain. Another thing, if you try to divide them, they still make sense when they are divided. That was another thing. If you take the book of John and you separate it, make it a separate book, and make the book of James and read it separately, make them two separate books. If you go read this one, you go read this one, they will still unite in separation. But there were other things that when they were alone, they didn't make sense. So if you then also divide the book itself, you take James chapter 1 and you divide it, and take John chapter 3 and then you bring them together and read them side by side, they all still unite.
Wow.
Then you knew, oh, this is scripture.
Sure. That's deep.
But then others, even among themselves, they would be contradicting themselves within themselves. Itself cannot even match its own self. You get what I'm saying? So these were one of the many manuscripts that were there that mentioned that, basically Adam had another wife before. And some try to sustain that by saying, the Bible said He created them male and female. So meaning Adam already had a female with him. Then later on says, then He made a woman out of Adam. So what happened to that female that He had made? That He made the male and female. So it means Adam had a wife then. Then all of a sudden he's now saying, no, Adam needs help, what not. It means that one he had now got disqualified and sent away. Now he needs someone to come and help him. Now God has to make a woman from him. You see. It's such things which they still try to sustain. Such is the same way as people try to sustain that God is a female form because there's a motherly God because God made them female, male and female in His image. Meaning if God's image is male and female, God has to be a mother and a father. You see, so there's a lot of things that cannot be sustained even if it was so. That understanding has to also be sustained in Leviticus. It has to be sustained in Numbers. It has to be sustained in Exodus. It has to be sustained in the Psalms. It has to be sustained in the New Testament. The fact that it can only be sustained in one place already shows that the understanding is erroneous. The fact that to prove that doctrine, you just take one verse and you know it's the only one you can get. You can't get another one to sustain what you're saying. It is not scripture. You see. So there are manuscripts which then derived and came up with such kind of understanding. So when people read, they saw, oh, okay, so it means Adam had a wife and whatnot. Then they came, then they wrote such things. You with me?
Yes.
fallen angels also were involved at some point helping people write false myths. You see, about the origins of gods, of people, of this, of the universe, of that, and this, and this, and that. You see, some were then taken out of religious context and made scientific. It doesn't mesh in a religious context anymore. If religion cannot accept it, science will. Big Bang. You with me? Big Bang has got religious connotations to it. You with me? The expansion happened. There was a cooling that occurred. All right? Plants had to come out first. According to creation, plants came out first. Big Bang, plants created oxygen. Nothing else could live without oxygen. Plants could produce oxygen. Remember, there was the planet was molten and whatnot, so there was carbon and all this in the atmosphere, carbon dioxide, monoxide, this, all these dangerous gases. Plants came out, ate all those, or breathed in all the bad air, which we know they do. And we know they breathe out oxygen in exchange. When they then breathed out enough oxygen, about 79% of the atmosphere, it now made it livable. Then now animals now could come in place and then, live in the place. According to scripture, after the plants, animals came. After animals, men are evolved from the animals. Now they involved the theory of evolution as well. Involved and became human beings. After animals, Adam came. You get what I'm saying? But it then sounds very ridiculous because there's evolutions in place. There's, the trees came about, but how? It cooled down, then they just came. There has to be a question, someone had to come and plant them.
Yeah.
But then they remove that side. They remove all the religion out of it. Because when you say someone came and planted, it means there was God. So they remove the God side. Then the oxygen was now there. Now animals could now live. But now how would animals just be created?
Yeah.
So they have to remove the God, then made animals, and then just say, no, organism just evolved, and then, and then, you with me? Then now, how are we going to explain the animals? No, animals had to have changed. You get what I'm saying? So, it is true. You see, it is true. So, that's sort of what we have here. You see, so there's a lot then manuscripts that have come out and whatnot, and then the confusions that we have. You get what I'm saying? So yes, no, I am aware of the Lilith concept and all these things, but they are false.